Good evening, everyone. How are you? So I'm Jess from Baba MC for tonight. Welcome to Tech 3 Friends and share our FB Live workshop and stand a chance to win a pack of Smart Grow Seeds. So what is our tonight topic? Tonight, Hans will share about leaf-eating worm. What came into your mind when you saw this title? Could you write in the comment? Which is the common leaf-eating worm you always saw in your garden? Or you are the lucky one, never saw it in your garden? Yeah, welcome to share with me. Normally, what type of worms or pests that you will always see in your garden? So later on, Hans may share more tips about the pests or the insect that you mentioned in the comment. Now, let's put our hands together in front of screen for our speaker of tonight. Welcome, Hans Leong.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Okay, I'm Hans. Firstly, I talked to Jess first because I couldn't help to correct her pronunciation. So it's leaf-eating worms, not worms. Okay, so it's worm. Okay, we meet again here. We really appreciate you spending your time with us to learn about the topics today together. So today we would like to talk about how to reduce leaf-eating worms. Okay, what will be the common sign of the leaves eaten by the worms? Okay, just put inside your mind. Okay, what are the symptoms? We could have these kind of big holes. We have probably like something like small holes like this, and something the holes should be could be like this shape. I don't know how to describe this kind of holes. It could be like bones or I don't know how to describe, but it could happen on your plant. The holes become like this. So sometimes we even see the worms existing beside the holes. Are you troubled by these problems too? So if we saw these symptoms, so usually how we deal with this problem? Our first choice, probably the chemical pesticides, something like this, the 505 chlorpyrifos, cypermethrin, malathion. Using this pesticide may cause negative effects on our health, probably our children's health too. For example, let's take an example. For example, 505, or what we call the chlorpyrifos. So adults will have 35% higher risk in lung cancer due to prolonged exposure to this kind of chemical pesticide. Let's say the cypermethrin, the prolonged exposure towards the cypermethrin may cause the adverse effects on the hormone development and reproductivity. And malathion, probably this is the most common chemical pesticides that we use at our home or probably in a large scale. Okay, so we need to take note on this because according to research, for every 10 times increased concentration of malathion residue in parents' bodies, the kids will have 55% to 72% higher risk to get ADHD or hyperactivity. So we can see it does not only affect the parents' health only, the user's health only, but it may pass down to your kids without being noticed. So that's why, if possible, we may start from reducing the pesticide usage. If possible, okay, we may start to eat more organic, live more organic, or use more organic. That's why we start to produce more organic product and spread the importance of organic from year 2010 until now. So through this workshop, we hope that we can achieve the objectives below together. Okay, we can learn to differentiate the injury symptoms caused by the leaf-eating worms or pests. We can also understand the organic way to manage the leaf-eating worms. So let's try to recognize different leaf-eating symptoms. Okay, so there are a lot of type of pests causing the leaves to have holes. By recognizing the shape of the holes or the pattern, we may have a grasp to recognize the type of pest. For example, spread out of tiny big holes, and the existence of jumping fleas around the vegetables, and mostly happen on leafies. So this kind of pest, as you can see, is like a small flea or kutu on the vegetable, is what we call the flea beetle. This is very troublesome. And this kind of holes mostly happen on cucurbits or eggplants. This is caused by what we call the cucumber ladybug, or this is a bad ladybug. So it's different from good ladybug. How can we differentiate the good and the bad ladybug? Just imagine we have a spotlight and then put the light on their shell. So if the shell can reflect the light back, just like wax, okay, waxing the shell, okay. So this is the good one. So if you see the shell is like very dull in color, and then it won't reflect the light that much, this could be possibly the bad ladybug. And the fresh bite, okay, you see the fresh bite caused by this creature, okay, it seems like gia on the leaves, but the older damage, the leaf age will turn to become yellow and appears to be more rounded because the injuries start to get recovered. Okay, so this creature is what we call the snail. And this is grasshopper. It usually causes the zigzag hole. You see the holes are not rounded, but just like zigzag shape. Okay, so don't ask me what are those grasshopper are doing. Okay, all right, the leaf-eating worms. So the leaf-eating worms we are talking about today, we would like to focus on larvae of butterfly or moth. The symptoms will be the rounded holes on leaf, okay, and also they love to poop. Yes, they really love to poop. Do you have any idea on why these creatures love to poop? All right, as we can see from this picture, the larvae, they surround themselves. Should I say surround? Okay, they envelope themselves, okay, with poop, because this can help them to protect themselves from nature enemy like birds. Okay, they camouflage themselves, because when the birds they passing by, they see, oh, this is not a worm, but this is only a poop, so they won't eat them. And secondly, the poops will turn out to weaken the plant defense system, because the poop has certain kind of bacteria. Okay, the plant think that, oh, they are getting sick. So when the plants get sick and the plants become weak, the worms will eat more. Okay, so that's why when you see the poops on your plants, please wash away the poops as soon as possible, so that the plants can start to recover from the false image of getting sick. Okay, and then there are few worms, they can excrete the sticky webs after eating. Okay, this is the photograph I take during the night time. So there are several species of the leaf-eating worms. The first one could be the caterpillar. This is very beautiful. They are more colorful. They are usually active during the daytime. So when they grow into adults, they will become what? Yes, butterfly. Okay, so you see they are very beautiful. And the second type of the leaf-eating worms are the moth larvae. So there are different. There are many species of the moth larvae. Prutella armyworm, fall armyworm, Spartoptera armyworm, fruit borer, and so on. Okay, and they're usually active during the night time. When they grow into adult, they become moth. Okay, so you are probably more familiar with moths, which are more active at night. They are usually nocturnal. As we know, the moths are generally attracted to the light or flame. That's why even you grow the vegetables in condo with several floors high, yes, you probably have a chance to encounter with this worm, because when you turn on the lights, the moth will get attracted to your place and they start to lay eggs on your plants, and it comes out the larvae and start to eat your vegetables or the plants. All right. So now we come back to a topic. Why we spray the chemical pesticide? just intend to kill the worms, but probably end up to kill us too. Let's compare the internal organ structure between the worms and the human body. So usually the chemical parasites, they are targeting the nervous system. They destroy the nervous system or they paralyze the nervous system so that they won't eat, they cannot move, or they cannot have a good activity. Okay, so if these parasites, okay, they are targeting the nervous system. Let's say the worms, they have brain, they have the nerve, their own nerve system. These look like the spinal cord. Okay, so for human like us, we have brain, we have spinal cord, we have nerves, just like the worms. Okay, so if the parasites, they are targeting the nervous system, they probably will affect our nervous system too, because the structure of the nerves are almost the same between these two. And according to the global data, the parasite usage is only getting more and more. So why the users, they still need to spray more and more, while the parasite should be able to kill the worms more effectively? So this is because of one thing, that is parasite resistance. So in the past, there are more than 30 types of pesticides that are able to kill these creatures, Prutella, the moth larvae. But now all of them cannot. Why? Because firstly, the worms, they will change their behavior. Okay, the worms will get used to the chemicals, they will recognize the smell, they may escape in advance, or even release the signal to other friends to run away or hide somewhere else. And secondly, they may alter their physiology, their organ, their metabolism. So these can be considered as light mutation. So in order to survive, the worms will start to develop probably the bigger wings so that they can escape better, or they develop bigger liver so that they can detoxify better, or they probably develop thicker shell so that the poison cannot penetrate their shell easily. So every time we spray the chemical pesticide, the new generation will start to have better adaptation and the parasite resistance. So they will become the superbug, like in this picture. As a result, okay, probably the user will spray more and then to kill, they think they need to spray more to kill, or they mix more concentrated, or they mix more types of pesticides to kill the worms. So end out who eats the crops, we are the one who eat the crops, and we are the one who eat the pesticides. So let's say this new species, the fall armyworm. So what happened right now? There's a new species of worm called fall armyworm. They are evading the Malaysia and Singapore. So can you see the difference between the local armyworm in Singapore and Malaysia and the new species fall armyworm on the right hand side? You probably cannot see the difference. Let me show you the difference. So we can recognize it by looking at the head. So you see the head, they have the like inverted Y over here. Okay, just like this. And then we look at the tail, there are last 4 black dots on the tail side. So why I'm raising this up, because these 4 armyworm are the result of highly pesticide resistant species, which come originally from the United States. And then it starts to spread to America, it starts to spread to India, and eventually to China, Southeast Asia, including Malaysia and Singapore. So these incidents has raised great concern internationally, because it's really hard to be killed by common pesticides. So even it spread to Taiwan, they even choose to burn the crops infested by the fall armyworms. Very high cost and environmental polluting. But some more, we know burning like this is very hard, because you see the plants are still wet, they are still green. Okay, so they use a lot of cost and then to burn the plants. We can see these incidents show us if we relies greatly on the chemical pesticides, we may end up creating future with lots of worms of high pesticide resistance. We may end up in the endless cycle of using of needing of need to use the high toxics to kill the worms, in which affecting our future generations. So we draw a short conclusion over here. We can recognize the symptoms of leaf-eating worms by looking at the shape or the pattern of the holes and the poop. All right, and we can apply the organic pesticides to avoid the negative health risk on you and next generation, and avoid contributing to bad cycles of using more toxic pesticides due to pesticide resistance. So, is there any organic method to manage the leaf-eating worms to protect your health and also protect your family? So today, the method we recommend today, they are effective, organic, and safe, and it won't create any pesticide resistance to the worms, and it also help to recover the environment and natural ecosystem. So this method, it won't kill the beneficial animals or the insects in the surrounding. So the first method is what we call the yellow sticky trap. So the yellow sticky trap is like this, okay? So sometimes you can buy this in the shop with glue available on this kind of yellow plastic film, okay? Or if we cannot find, we can make ourselves. We can find a plastic yellow film, and we sweep it with the mouse glue, okay? The red glue, okay? So we put it on in the farm or in your farming area. Okay, it will attract the flying things, the flying pests like the leaf miners, the flies, the fruit flies, the moth. So why it will attract these kind of pests? Because to the pests, they think that this yellow color is their food. Okay, it's the color of the food. Okay, it's the color of the nectar. Okay, so they will they will tend to be attracted by this color. So how we apply this in our farming area? Okay, this is one of the organic farm I consult. So we can just place it at the height of 20 to 30 cm from your plants. Okay, not place too close to your plant. Why? Because if too close, you will just only attract the pest to the plants, okay, not to the trap. Okay, so we need to place higher so that the pest will see the trap, the color first. And we just need to place one piece every 3 to 5 meters. Not need to be too close, okay, too many. Because if you place too many, you just attract more pests to your area only. All right, the second thing we can do is the night trap. So just now we mentioned that the moth are generally attracted to the lights. So with these principles, we can establish this night trap. So this is something like a pillar structure, okay, a support, and then we just install a light here. The structure is, if possible, we just make it like 2 meter high or at least 1 meter high. Okay, the light we use here, we can use the purple light or the white light. Okay, no matter what. And the bottom support a yellow bowl filled with water, and we just put several drops of used motor oil. Okay, so the principle is, the mechanism behind is that when the worms, okay, they attracted by the not the worms, sorry, the moth, they're attracted by the lights, and they knock on the lights, and they fall to the they fall on the water. Okay, so the used motor oil, they stick their wing, and so that they won't escape easily from the water. So we can set up like this. This is very simple. So it can help to attract the moth and the leaf miner adults, okay, which are usually active during the night. So if we use this kind of method, the night trap, okay, there is a precaution. It's less effective if there is full moon or there are many light surroundings, because it's really a distraction. We know that this kind of pests, okay, these insects, they have multiple eyes, okay, multiple eyes to collect more lights, okay, to see better, but they cannot determine the distance. So no matter the full moon in the sky or the lights in the petrol station nearby, they just see all the lights surrounding. So it's a distraction, and they cannot go to your night trap. Okay, so that's why if we use a night trap, make sure that the surrounding don't have a lot of light, or if your surrounding have a lot of light, so this method probably is not suitable. And the third way we can use is the organic pesticides. Yes, you can see we have a lot of S here. So in the past, we think that we cannot kill the worms, but now, due to the technological advancement and more countries are now supporting organic agriculture, there are more choices of organic pesticides that can target these kind of worms. So hereby, I list several applicable organic pesticides. We have neem oil, flaxseed oil, neem cake, Bacillus thuringiensis, diatomaceous earth, azadiratin, metalhizium, anisofli, Beauveria bassania, natural paratum extract, natural fibroidate extract, MPV virus, and organic certified spinosas. Wow, there are a lot, okay? A lot globally, probably in your market. So let's take an example. For example, the Bacillus thuringiensis. Okay, so the Bacillus thuringiensis is actually the natural occurring beneficial bacteria around us. Okay, every air you breathe is right now contains these Bacillus thuringiensis. So what the scientists they do is they just extract it and they reproduce it in lab with high purity. Okay, and they commercialize it in the market. So how it works to kill the worms? So the worms will actually, so after we spray this, we dilute this Bacillus thuringiensis, we call it BT. We spray on plants, okay, and then it stay on plants. And the worms, they go to eat, they go to bite the leaf together with this kind of bacteria. So the worm ingests the BT will start to secrete the toxic proteins and stop the worms from eating. Okay, and the BT, they penetrate the guts. Finally, they penetrate the guts and infect the body. Okay, so after 24 to 48 hours, the worms will become black or shrunk like this. Okay, so you can see we consult the farmers using the BT. The worms will turn from green to white in color, to become green or white in color, to become shrunk or black in color, or become rotten like this. Okay, so Bacillus thuringiensis or BT, you actually can find this online. Lazada or Shopee. Okay, so you just need to type in the keywords Bacillus thuringiensis, or you can type in Kustaki or Aizawayi, or this is their subspecies. Okay, so you can purchase this product. I try to find, yes, it exists in online, but you probably may, you have a hard time to access to this material too. So we probably suggest you may look for neem oil or flaxseed oil or neem cake. So these two materials are probably widely accessible in the market. So let's say the neem oil. So the neem oil actually is the oil extracted from neem tree. So this neem tree, it grows a lot of seeds. Okay, so they take the seeds and they press it. Okay, and then to extract the oil out. So inside the oil, it contains a lot of natural insecticidal content. And according to our research, okay, it's better to mix the neem oil and also the flaxseed oil together so that it can target the wider range of pests, okay, and it kills the worms more effectively. So overall, it contains mainly 3 types of natural insecticidal content. It could contain selanin, okay, this is the Indian pronunciation, selanin, azadiratin, and nimbin, okay. So these are the 3 contents it contains. So with these 3 contents, okay, it can, when we spray on plants, it will create repellency effect. It repel the pests, and then it cause antefeedant, means that they don't have the appetite to eat properly the plant. Okay, it affects their digestive system and also the saliva system, and then they cannot eat, and sometimes they can die of hunger. And then it also act like a growth disruptor, means that after we spray on plants, if the adults, they ingest on plants, and then when they lay egg, it probably cannot lay too many eggs, or the eggs cannot hatch fully to become larvae, or the larvae cannot totally become pupae. Okay, so it disrupts the growth process. With these 3 mechanisms, okay, it can help to prevent more than 40 types of pests according to the article. So we can see Okay, so this is the experiment we do. So after spray, okay, and then it can make the Putella dye that way. So this kind of organic pesticide, it has been widely used in the organic farm in Malaysia. Okay, you can see this is the eggplants. Eggplants usually they will get infested by the spider mites, the worms, okay, a lot. And then the leafy vegetables, you can see it grows very good. Okay, the okra grows very well too. Okay, so we need to know prevention is better than cure, because when sometimes the worms come to your plant, it can eat your plant within a night time very fast. So it's better to spray early, starting from small. And then how can we know whether your plant is eaten by the young worms or the mature worms? Okay, so we can see from this leaf. So you can see if the young worms, they eat that, okay, they tend to leave the skin on their bites, okay, still to leave the veggie skin, okay. But if they are bitten by the mature worms, you can see, okay, it start to become a full whole, okay. So this is how we differentiate. So we need to make sure when the worms still young, we spray, and then it can help to kill more effectively. And what is the right time to spray? Okay, we spray during late afternoon. So most of the pest prevention job, okay, we better make it during late afternoon. Why? Because the pests will come out during the night time. Okay, secondly, we can use the neem cake. Just now we talked about, okay, the neem seed, okay, and then it extract to become oil, then it has the residue. So the residue is what we call the neem cake. Okay, so we put the neem cake on soil. Okay, the insecticidal content inside the neem cake will absorb through the roots, so that the plants will contain the neem natural insecticidal content. Okay, it will help to repel and also to prevent against the pest better. And it also helps to reduce the worms hiding inside the soil. For example, the armyworm, the fall armyworm. If you see the there is a structure like this. This creature is the pupae of the fall armyworm. So how can we apply this? We apply during the soil preparation. Okay, so for every 100 feet square of soil, we just put 500 gram to 1 kilo. For the fruit tree, 2 to 4 kilogram per tree. So we just need to repeat this every 3 to 4 months only. For early prevention, let's say you are growing the vegetable at home or in condo, you just grow it in container. Okay, you can mix 1 liter of potting mix with 1 to 2 gram of neem cake. Very easy. So we come to a conclusion. So what are the organic methods to manage the leaf-eating worms? Yellow sticky trap, a night trap, the neem oil enhanced with the flaxseed oil, and also the neem cake. And also a lot, just now we talk about the BT, and probably you can look for other beneficial microbes like the metahizium or Beauveria and so on. All right, here's the end of our sharing. Okay, now I pass the section to our host, Jess.
Thanks, Hans. Okay, I have tried many times to pronounce the worms, but sorry.
Worms. Okay.
Worms.
All right.
Okay. So now you can write down your question in the comment area, and at the same time, I will read out some of the questions that are already submitted in the comment. So one of the most common question is the pest, they will immune to the chemical pesticide. How about will they develop the resistance to neem or to the natural pesticide?
Okay, I can say most likely won't. Why? Because why the pest will immune to the toxic? Because it's the toxic itself cause it to immune. If we eat a lot of a lot of poison, we somehow will become immune to the poison too. But these natural insecticides, they are not killing the parasites through toxic. Okay, they are killing through what? Through physical control. For example, just now we talk about the neem oil, because when they ingest, and then it creates the hunger. It creates hunger to the pests, and then it disrupt their growth. Okay, let's say the BT is actually a kind of bacteria that infest. Okay, infest the worms. Okay, so it's not killing by poison. So if the method is not killing by poison, it won't create the parasite resistance. Okay.
Okay, then about the neem, it will disrupt or disturb the nervous system of the worms. Then how about, will it cause any negative impact to human?
Oh, won't. So a lot. So actually, let me clarify. It's not affecting the neem. Is not affecting the nerve. Okay, it's affecting the digestive system and the saliva system. Okay, and also it disrupt the growth hormone. That's it only. All right. So we come back to us. If we eat that, it's good for our health too. Because in the past there are a lot of people eating the neem leaf, and then they also drink the neem oil, and then to make their health better. Okay, so if you accidentally eat it, no worries, it's good for your health. All right.
Okay, then is the wood vinegar help in reduce the leaf eating worms?
All right. So the wood vinegar actually acts like it contains a lot of organic acids. Okay, so these organic acids, when we spray on plants, okay, depends on your concentration dilution rate. Okay, most likely it helps to repel against the pests, but not killing them. Okay, so if you choose to repel only, you may use the wood vinegar, and at the same time, it will help to promote the recovery caused by the leaf eating worm, and also improve the vigor system, the health system of the plant itself, to become stronger, to become harder, and then to combat against the worms.
Okay, then as I know that actually neem is a very quite common used material by the organic farmer
Yes.
in the to solve the problem of some pests.
Yeah.
And but from the comment, there's a lot of the user, they mentioned that, oh no, neem is not working. I tried to use neem, but it's not working. I
Yes.
can't feel anything. Is there any tips or any essential?
Okay. So yes. Okay. So I know a lot of people facing this problem too. The neem won't cure. So the thing is that, okay, we need to know the natural insecticidal content. Just now we mentioned the azathioprine, solanine, and nimbin. So it tends to disintegrate. Okay, disintegrate under the hot sun, hot temperature. Okay, and it will oxidize very easily. So for the neem to work the best towards the pest, so the neem itself, okay, needs to be stored properly. So if let's say we go to the store, and that it does not put is the store probably not storing the neem oil in a very good place. Okay, then let's say more than 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, then the azathioprine content will start to become disintegrate, and end up is only become the oil itself only. No more insecticidal content. So for ourselves, we know about this. We need to store the neem in a colder and cooler environment, and then we also put importance on the transport process, the storage process, and then to make sure that the insecticidal content inside the solution itself is in high concentration. Okay, this is what I can reply to you. So when you use the neem, okay, make sure Okay, if you use the pure neem from the market, so make sure you store it properly. Better inside the fridge and then to preserve the insecticidal content. But I'm not sure that the neem oil you bought from the store still got the high concentration or not. But for us, we need to make sure we need to fresh import it because we need to maintain the high concentration of the insecticidal content.
So, but in our room temperature, sometimes if in a storeroom, sometimes it may get the temperature may get up to 30 something. Is it easily affect the function or the effectiveness of neem oil?
Maybe yes, maybe.
Oh.
So that's why after, let's say, we mix the neem oil by ourselves, and then we need to make sure we use it within 48 hours. No. Yeah, 48. Oh yeah, 48 hours. Why? Because firstly, the natural plant oil will tend to oxidize very easily. Okay. The second thing is because we just like put it in the somewhere, and then the environment start to get hot, and then it start to disintegrate. Okay. So we need to make sure that the storage system is okay. The storage is okay, but let's say that's why there are some products in the market, they put it inside the black bottles, okay, because the black will actually reflect the heat, okay, and also reflect the rays better. Okay, so this is what I can feedback.
Oh, so for those who buy the concentrated neem oil, means after dilute must be used up within 48 hours.
Yes.
Oh, but for those already well mixed in the market, it is okay. After we unseal it, we need to finish it in 48 hours.
No need. So let's say you may probably see the ready to use. Okay, means that it has a spray head, and then you can just spray on plants. Okay, so for the well formulated ready to use on this, okay, they formulate with stabilizers, okay, so that it won't get oxidized, it won't get disintegrated, and also they put it inside a black bottle so that it can reflect a lot of heat and the rays better. Okay, so you can look up for this kind of packaging and products.
Okay, and then after okay, then next question is about neem cake. Can we add neem cake after planting?
Yes, definitely. Are you asking how to apply?
Yeah, I think both he have to know both, because he asking that can he put.
Okay, I'm not sure I'm not sure what kind of plants you are growing, but of course you can apply the neem cake after you grow something. So what you can do is you just apply the neem cake on soil, and then you cover a little bit by soil, and then so that it can start to break down, and then the content become absorbed by the plants, by the roots of the plants. Okay, so you can do that too. Okay.
Okay, then will the neem repel the pollinator or the beneficial insects like bees?
Oh no. Sometimes the people will ask me, okay, if I spray the neem on plants, or I put the neem cake on the veggie, when I eat the veggie, will the veggie become bitter or not? Won't. Okay, because what the plant absorb is only the natural insecticidal content, which is which is odorless. Okay, all right, so it won't repel the bees, the pollinators, and then somehow it will attract one very good things, which is earthworm. So if you think that the earthworm is you are not girly with the earthworm, okay, and so you can apply the neem cake, it will attract the earthworm too.
Okay, then for the okay, and then about the lighting, just now there's the lighting will attract the pest, and then will this lighting kill or attract the beneficial
Won't.
insect also?
Won't, because firstly, they are not, the beneficious insects are not active at night. Okay. Secondly, okay, sometimes, probably sometimes, you may see few beneficial bugs on get stick on the paper or on in the bowl. It's just a few only. Means that, oh, the beneficial insect cycles are well established in your region. So it just, so some of the bugs, they just like accidentally, okay, knock to the light, okay, or attract to the sticky trap. Okay, so it's fine, no worries.
Okay, then how about okay, does the neem cake will help to kill the nematode?
Oh, it's very effective in killing the nematodes. Okay, I can say the neem cake is targeting the nematodes very well. Okay, so you can use that with the application rate I recommend just now.
Well, after Hans, you mentioned about the neem cake is so useful. So that is the question: will neem cake compare with neem oil more stable and
this is a
use neem cake?
Okay, so this is a very good question. It depends on how you see. Alright, so the neem oil is a fast acting substance, okay, to kill the insects, okay. And then the neem cake is actually the slow release substance on ground, okay, and then to create the internal protect system for the plant, and then to reduce the worms inside the soil, okay, and then to kill the nematode. Okay, so these two are different. Okay, so it depends on your what type of application you are targeting. Okay, but if you have already seen the worms are on the plant, better use the neem oil. Okay, because it's fast acting. Okay, but let's say if you don't see any worms and then you just want to have a good prevention, or you have seen nematodes on roots, you have already seen the nematodes on roots. Okay, then you apply the neem cake.
Okay, then there's a okay. So neem and neem oil, there's still some different function, huh?
Yep.
There is a question is quite general. I'm not sure that Hans, you could give some hints to these friends or not.
All right.
He mentioned that there's a lot of white and black insects flying around the soil, the soil, or some is in the soil. So does the neem oil or neem cake help to reduce this type of pest?
So this type of pest, since it's flying around, so this insect is flying around. I'm not sure what kind of insect is that. So please welcome to PM us, okay, and with your photos, so that we can identify the insects better. But probably the insects could be the fungus gnat, or could be the adult of the leaf miner, okay, flying around. Okay, so we can spray the neem, and then because the neem can only to repel this kind of pest, not the worms, but this kind of fungus gnat or the leaf miner adults. Okay, so the best way to do that is you put the yellow sticky trap, and then to trap the flying insects. Okay, it will reduce by half, and then you spray the neem oil again, and then it will help to protect the plants more comprehensive. All right.
Okay. Then the next question will. Okay. There's a few questions asking about grasshopper. Does the neem oil help to reduce or settle the grasshopper?
All right, to be honest, it's not easy to settle. Okay, we try numerous times. We even try to we experiment ourselves. we have ways to increase, to extract the azadirachtin content inside the neem oil, and then we try to apply, but it doesn't seem to work well. But it tried to paralyze and also reduce their favor to eat on the plants. Okay, so it won't kill, but it just try to reduce their favor to eat. So what we are trying is we try to source for the overseas product. There's a product, okay, there's a product, there is a bacteria, okay, they put together with the flakes, okay, you know the cornflakes, the flakes, and then they just widespread around the place, and then the grasshopper go to eat that. It start to become infested by this kind of bacteria. Other grasshopper will eat this grasshopper also, and then become affected also, and then it start to spread around. Okay, so we actually try to get this product, but due to the custom regulation and also the short shelf lifetime of these bacteria, and then we couldn't make it. Okay, so we are trying to R&D it, okay, much better. So if we have news, okay, we will announce to you guys.
Okay, and then about, is the cinnamon powder help in pest repel or reduce the pest problem?
I'm not sure how, but I'm not sure how you utilize the cinnamon. Cinnamon, you can make it into extract if you know how to do it. You can make it into enzyme. Okay, you can. Next time we can talk about that, and then we can. The least effective way is that if you grind the cinnamon into powder and just like mix with water and you spray, is the least effective way. So if you make it into essential oil, okay, or make it into enzyme, okay, cinnamon enzyme, okay, it probably can help to repel the pest better.
Okay, and then the next material asking is the hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah.
Hydrogen peroxide, it can be used to kill the pest in the soil?
Not really, actually. Of course it will. Of course, let's say you buy 3% of hydrogen peroxide, okay, you spray towards the ground, okay, and then you spray towards the leaf. It will help to reduce the bacteria, the fungus on the plants, but it won't kill, okay, because the hydrogen peroxide will actually disintegrate very, very fast, and then to break down to become oxygen. Okay, so the best way to utilize the hydrogen peroxide is to reduce the disease problem on plants. Okay, so you can buy 3%, you can buy 30%, you can buy 50%, and then dilute it with the suitable dilution rate, and then spray on plant, drench on ground should be better. It works well to kill the disease. All right.
Okay, and then in the comment, there's a lot of friends mentioned that I have aphid and thrips problem. Does aphid and thrips fall under leaf eating category?
No. Okay, because if you see thrips, if you see aphids, all right, then they are sucking the leaf juice. Okay, so they are not leaf eating worms. Okay, so what we call them is a sucking pest or sucking insects. Okay, so regarding this topic, okay, we can share it next time. We will have another section sharing with you guys on how to reduce this kind of sucking pest. Okay, next time.
Okay, so everyone stay tuned for the next section. We will talk about the sucking pests that in your gardens. So that's all for tonight.